So once we've done the foundation, we move into the concealer. Like I was saying, foundation is about evening of tone, so the concealer now is about coverage. So this is where we get to hide our blemishes and our capillaries and any sort of imperfections that we may have. The reason that concealer does this is it's more coverage for less application. So it's a lot more natural and we can be a little bit more precise. The trick is to use a concealer brush. And the reason being is because concealer is thicker, it has a tendency to want to cake up a little bit more and look a little bit more unnatural. You ever notice that if you're ever trying to conceal out your dark circles and sometimes you can just highlight the problem, it's because you're not controlling the concealer properly. Concealer brush becomes your tool to then paint it in, so you have, again, full control of it. Cream-based concealers are probably my favourite because they're more universal. A little bit harder to use because they are thicker, but they will do more than one thing. So they're really good at concealing blemishes and redness, whilst they're really great under the eye as well. I just make sure that I don't have a lot of product on my brush. Just look up for me. I add directly into the area and then I blend out. Okay, now with dark, like if you're covering a dark circle, what you want to do is go directly in where the darkness is and then just blend it out with your finger. If you conceal the whole block of the eye, always what will happen is you'll have a light conceal block with a dark circle in the middle. Okay, so it's really important, and this is where the brush comes in handy to get right into that area and then just blend out. Now makeup doesn't hide lines, sorry to tell you, and burst that bubble, okay? So it's much better to avoid the lines rather than try and conceal them, particularly on the outer eye area. Once you sort of get to this area here, once you smile, anything that you put, any product that you put on there will fall into the line and it actually accentuates it. The great thing though is that someone's been nice to us. This outer eye area is often the most even tone of the area, so it really actually doesn't need anything. So I just avoid this area and blend it out so that it looks nice and soft. Then the next step is to just conceal where we want that little bit extra coverage. So maybe a little bit on the cheek. And this will vary from day to day. I really promote to look at your makeup every day fresh. Like it's a new, well, it is a new day, but look at it fresh every day, because some days you might have a blemish, so you need a little concealer there, but the blemish might not be there the next day. Same with redness. Some days you'll be a little, you may have a little redness, and other days you may not. So don't get in the habit of doing exactly the same thing every day. What will happen is that you'll just keep building and building and building until finally you're wearing too much makeup and it's become too second nature, okay? So try and give it just that extra bit. It only takes a second longer to think about where you need it on that day.